Hello, this is my One Piece 1081 analysis. But before we begin, make sure to hit that like and subscribe button. It'll mean the world to me and motivate me to make more content for you amazing people. We start the chapter off at Hachinosu, a continuation of chapter 1080. I actually believe Garp's galaxy impact looks stronger in chapter 1080. In chapter 1081, we see the actual radius of the attack, and it only destroyed a part of the plaza. Oda really made it seem like Garp destroyed the whole island in chapter 1080. Garp's attack still does some serious damage. We see pirates being blasted away. Prince Gruz used his clay power, the Glop Glop fruit, to break the fall of Garp's ship. It's actually funny because the Marines are bashing on Garp for ruining their other ships. Garp literally punched the air last chapter and did a coup de burst. We see a funny panel of Helmet Bow and Tashigi holding on for their lives while the ship went crashing down. There's a brief happy reunion between Kobe and friends. Prince Gruz apparently wants to give Kobe a scolding for getting captured. We also see Kujaku there besides Prince Gruz, and Kobe also confirms that some people rescuing him are not part of Sword, probably referring to Tashigi and Garp. Speaking of Tashigi, does Smoker know she's in Hachinosu? If anything ends up happening to Garp's crew, I can see Smoker trying to rescue her. The chapter then cuts to a shock panel of Garp. The look in Garp's eyes spoke so much emotion. He looked scared, shocked, and angry. Garp's loving protege was inches away from danger. We see Kobe standing in front of a frozen Hibari. All the Marines were shocked, including Garp by the sudden appearance of Aokiji. There were pirates watching the fight in the sidelines, and they all cheered for Aokiji. They referred to him as Captain. One thing I noticed was that Garp's other proteges, such as Luffy and Ace, were supposed to be Marines, but they ended up being pirates. Now Aokiji was a Marine, who became a pirate. What's even more interesting is that Blackbeard, a Yonko, influenced Aokiji into being a pirate, which is exactly what happened with Luffy and Shanks. In other words, both Yonkos, Blackbeard and Shanks, made Garp's proteges into pirates, while Garp made Kobe into the future of the Marines. Hibari being frozen by Aokiji reminded me of the long-range Longland arc. Back in chapter 320, we see Aokiji turn Robin into ice. Luffy orders his crew to take Robin back to the ship. Aokiji is trying to crush Robin into pieces. Garp can parallel Luffy since Aokiji said they both share the same traits, wild and no self-control. But this time the roles are reversed. Aokiji is a pirate now, and Garp is on the Marine side. I believe Garp is going to surrender in order to keep Hibari safe. The Blackbeard pirates will use Garp as leverage to make Blackbeard king of Hachinosu and for the island to be part of the government. Maybe this is the goal Aokiji and Blackbeard are sharing. What goal are they sharing? A way to get closer to the government? Is it to be part of the government? Do they want to get closer to the Gorosei? Or maybe even the national treasure? Garp wouldn't want to put Kobe into any more danger. He knows what Aokiji is capable of. But what if Kobe tries to do something rash and follow his heart? He might actually really get hurt or killed. Speaking his mind out might not be the smartest thing to do. On the other hand, Garp would be an unstoppable force if he has nothing to lose. We're then taken to an island where Aokiji ended up after his fight against Akeanu on Punk Hazard. I'm assuming it's sometime before Luffy and his crew reunite at Sabaody. We see that the Blackbeard pirates attack Aokiji on some unnamed island in the New World. Sanwan Wolf towers over the island town, frozen solid. We also see Stronger and Doc Q frozen. Apparently the Blackbeard pirates were trying to get Akiji's Zero Fruit without their captain's orders, and well, they got served. Blackbeard shows up to the unnamed island and tries to ask Aokiji to unfreeze his crewmates. Blackbeard ain't no idiot. He knows not to pick a fight with the former admiral without facing any casualties. He instead makes an ally of Aokiji. In an unexpected turn of events, Blackbeard and Aokiji become comrades. Blackbeard has that charisma, that same gift Luffy and Buggy have at making allies. Blackbeard was able to get prisoners from Impel Down to join his crew. He even was able to get the OG members to follow him on a raft/small boat. Luffy practically did the same thing with Zoro, and Roger with Rayleigh. While Blackbeard's crew and Aokiji were partying, Katarina, Devon, and Burgess brought up the man with the scar. We were first introduced of this person by Kid back in chapter 1056. Burgess tells Aokiji about their 4 red poneglyphs, also known as the Road Poneglyphs. They are the key to locating the One Piece and the final island in the Grand Line, known as Laugh Tale. Only by finding all 4 of the Road Poneglyphs can the location of Laugh Tale be pinpointed. Well, we know Kid, Luffy, and Law each have Kaido and Big Mom's poneglyph rubbings. Blackbeard possibly took Law's rubbings after his crushing defeat. According to Blackbeard, they can't find one poneglyph. It is revealed the man with the burn scar has one of the red poneglyphs. Lafitte explains how the man with the burn scar travels in a black ship and creates giant whirlpools to whoever tries to approach him. Who is the man with the burn scar? Can it be Monkey D. Dragon? Or Jaguar D. Sol? I believe it's one of those two. I think Dragon makes more sense. For example, in chapter 803 we see Burgess, who snuck into Sabo's ship after Dressrosa. The ship took him to Baltigo. I think Burgess believes Dragon may be the man with the burn scar, so he and the revolutionaries would have the red poneglyph. This is why Blackbeard attacked Baltigo. In chapter 824 we see that there were no casualties, and I'm pretty sure Blackbeard didn't get the red poneglyph. Shiryu brings up how the government may have the last red poneglyph. It would make sense if they did. In other words, if you want to find the One Piece, you're going to have to deal with the government, literally. We then cut back to the fight between Aokiji and Garp. Aokiji mentions how he's living the way he wants to now, which can mean that Aokiji knows how Garp isn't living the way he wants. Garp lives with the burden of the Marines on his shoulders, while having difficulty deciding what's right or wrong. Garp is living a life where he has to go against his family. Aokiji left the Marines so he can live his own life and do what he believes is right, and not to be held back by the government like Garp. We then see Garp hit Aokiji fiercely with an attack called Blue Hole. It looks like Garp punched Aokiji through the ground. Aokiji threatened Kobe's life, and he refused to thaw out Hibari. This is why I think Garp will surrender. He does not want to fight his protege. Also, he doesn't want to see another person he cares about die. Garp is in a tough spot. It makes sense for him to surrender to prevent any more damage. The chapter then cuts to Winter Island on the New World. We see Law's hat ominously lying on the ground. Blackbeard is left standing while Law and Beppo are on the ground defeated. Law's submarine, the Polar Tang Express, has sunk. Blackbeard questions whether he should sell Law's fruit or if he should just obtain immortality. To be honest, Law did not stand a chance against Blackbeard. It is also confirmed that the pirates at Hachinosu had most of their hearts stolen by Law back in the Rocky Port incident. This is where the true MVPs of the chapter come in. We see Beppo eating a rumble ball made by Chopper. This rumble ball forces Beppo into his Sulong form, which looks badass. Beppo retreats with Law away from Blackbeard. Law doesn't want to leave the other heart pirates behind, but Beppo refuses to turn back. I don't know what's going to happen to the other heart pirates. They're probably going to die, or at least be in prison. So now we have the heart pirates, led by Law. They were defeated, while the Kid pirates were utterly destroyed. 2 Yonkos destroyed 2 supernovas. Well, now Law, Kid, and Luffy each have a major defeat against a Yonko. I think Beppo and Law will bump into the Kid pirates on the ocean, since they all left towards east after Wano. Law went northeast, Kid went east, and Luffy went southeast. It would make sense if Beppo rescues Kid and his crew, and possibly flee to Egghead or Elbaf. Another interesting thing I noticed was in chapter 441, at the end of the Ace vs Blackbeard fight on Bonero Island, we see Ace's hat on the ground just like Law's hat. Both Law and Ace lost to Blackbeard. I wonder if next chapter would take us to Egghead, or we will see the continuation of the Garp vs Aokiji fight. We might actually cut to the next day at Egghead. Thank you for watching my video. Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. It'll mean the world to me and motivate me to make more content for you amazing people. If you have any questions, make sure to comment down below. Peace.